There it is.
Yep, we're in. We're in like Flynn.
Whoa, hey.
Who's Flynn?
That dude like made porn.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that where that saying comes from?
Yeah, because I think that's there's like a whole movie based on it.
Really?
Yeah, about his whole career. I think he was the creator of Hustler.
We're in like Flynn. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, kind of does.
That's cool.
All right. Cool. You good? Should I go? Sorry.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Next Level, your home for all things video games and gaming news. I am your host, Eddie the Fishman Fisher, joined once again by the famous Dig Douglas.
Famous.
Yep. You're the man who beat Metal Gear.
I did.
Without blinking. He never looked away.
No. Well, I can tell. Whoa, I can hear you. Me and you.
I can hear you hearing me. Hearing you.
Sounds like some stupid Metal Gear dialogue. So, what more? I think it was Wednesday. I got up at 9 because I'm used to getting up early, I guess, and I didn't stop playing until 3 a.m. Thursday.
Like, did you go to 3 a.m. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 3 a.m. going into Friday for some reason.
I haven't done that in forever. And
Haley, go ahead.
Haley the whole time was like, I didn't even think it was going to be this bad. I'm like, you didn't? What do you think was going to happen? Like, I took a break to eat food, go to the bathroom, be a human being, but...
She wasn't around for the Metal Gear Solid 4 days, right?
No, we were friends then, but, we weren't dating. But, yeah, 4 was a long time, too. That was, I think, 17 hours, 33 minutes. I think that's how long it took me.
And then you started playing the game?
I hate that.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Like, who plays Metal Gear and complains like, oh, man, I wish these crazy cool cutscenes weren't happening?
Jeff Gerstmann.
Yeah, I guess that's one guy. He's not really a Metal Gear fan, right? I mean, he appreciates the series, but he's not like, new Metal Gear.
Yeah, he likes 1, 2, hates 3. No, he likes 1, 2, 4, 5.
He does like 4. Does he like 5?
Yes, he does.
Sure, who cares anyway?
He does, but I guess before we get to that, let's get the other games out of the way.
Oh, you played something else?
I beat Old Blood.
Oh, okay, cool.
The last, I think, 2 hours of that game, the best.
Really?
The best. It goes to some stupid places, and again, the game is just stone face, like, this is serious. This is what's happening, and that's cool. Probably the best Wolfenstein. People
actually complain that the game tries to be all serious like that. I think it's part of the hilarity.
Yeah. All you needed was a Dylan, you son of a, and just zoom in.
Oh man, arms. That's like the best scene in that movie. Is when their muscles explode from a handshake.
Oh, you're too busy pushing pencils. It's so good. So, and then you gave me Until Dawn, and I said I need to beat this before 5 comes out because nothing's gonna happen. So Haley's like, let's do it, and she just kind of watched like it was a movie and was like, freaking out. Better than Heavy Rain, without a doubt. Like, I thought Heavy Rain was the better.
Without a doubt, though, huh?
Without a doubt, it's so good.
Okay.
There's no origami killer, but
I think that Heavy Rain is incredibly well done. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you feel this way. I feel this way with Heavy Rain, and I think I'll feel this way with Until Dawn. I'm not going to play it more than once necessarily. No. Like, for me, it's like, especially because Until Dawn is made to be like, no, there is no game over. It's just play the scenario.
Yeah.
So I feel like you play it and then you talk about it. Talk about how neat everything is with each other.
Yeah, because me and Pena had different plays. Like, he had different people live. I had different people live, and different stuff happened in mine and his. And I messed up really bad on a part, and I didn't go back. Because you can replay the chapter and fix it, but I'm like, nope. I have to stick with what I did. It's my fault.
That's the way to do it.
But it's super good. Really, and sometimes the game looks so good, you're like, whoa, man, this is a movie. And then Uncanny Valley happens, and their weird teeth happen. Yeah, their teeth are perfect.
I saw what you meant about the weird teeth thing in, like, one of the trailers or something.
Yeah.
Where it's just like...
They do that all the time. They're like, where is he? It's like, shut up, Emily. She's the worst. I hate her. She sucks.
So she's dead, is what you're telling me. All right, we won't get into it.
It's so bad. But no,
like, I think it's an interesting kind of game, and I was thinking about this, like trying to write like an article or something for it. But like games as conversations, and I feel like Until Dawn is one of those games where you should just play it and then talk to people about it. Because if you play it like 5 times and figure out all the scenarios, then it's no fun to talk to anyone about it.
Yeah.
And I think
for
like
sure.
the experience is super fun to talk about. Like when Heavy Rain was a thing, and I was talking about like, oh gosh, I almost died in the thing, and or like even with Mass Effect, like when you were talking about how
Oh, don't.
Allie killed herself.
Look,
like,
man.
cow. Like your
She
experience was
deserved it.
totally different. She did not deserve it.
Because she said something to me like, what did she say?
I hate
I hope-
robots.
I hope the. Oh no, Tali. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Tali totally killed herself.
You're thinking of Ashley.
And she told me, I hope the Reapers bathe in your blood. And
Yeah.
Shepard just went, oh. That's all he did. It was great. But
You know,
if you
looking-
like walking, what?
I was gonna say, looking back at Mass Effect, I feel like the girlfriend that you should have chose for Shepard was Liara.
Miranda was pretty cool though.
I mean, she's all right.
God, her dad
But
killed her
Liara's
in
like your
mine.
best friend.
Gosh,
Yeah.
it was so messed up. Everyone's dead, but that's cool because mine's so much different than yours. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're wrong. I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Games as conversations. I'm telling you, it's a
Yep.
thing.
It is.
People are
So-
so like achievements and everything. Like, got to get the achievements. Got to play every scenario. Got to play this game 5 times through. Like, nah,
Gotta
talk
get 'em
about it.
all. Wait, no, gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. But yeah, no. So if you like Heavy Rain, Walking Dead, a whole bunch, Until Dawn, all day, super good.
Yeah. All right, I'm anxious to play it.
And I before Metal Gear Talk happens, I took a trip down the danger lane, as I call it, and bought retro games from GameStop.com.
And
They were sent in Ziploc bags.
like, like just as like a sandwich bag,
Yeah,
and that was it.
yeah. It's
Like,
weird.
Not even a sleeve like we normally.
No. Well, okay, so the Castlevania Chronicles I ordered, which, by the way, really good music and really cool. It was apparently a PC exclusive that people outside of Japan didn't really get to play. So like, we'll put it on PS1. Really
Okay.
good. And I still stand by, and that's why I'm glad. What is the new Bloodstained? Is that Kickstarter? That they're adding a mode where it's just 8 stages like the old Castlevania. Because he's doing the Metroidvania, and I prefer I hate that term. I prefer the older style Castlevania over Metroidvania, but, I mean, hey, Bloodstained's going to be cool. But yeah, it's just that, and it's super good, because it's before, I think, it'd have to be before the crazy.
You threw yourself off, didn't you?
I did.
It has
Anyway,
to be.
hey.
It has to be.
It has to be. Anyway, super good. Hey, you should play it. So,
All right.
I ordered, you're going to make fun of me for the first one. I hate Toe Jam and Earl. The first one. Awful.
You bought it, didn't you?
No, I have the first one. I hate it. The second
okay.
one's better because it's just a side scroller.
Yeah, it's just a side-scrolling action game. You throw jars at people.
Yep, way
I
better.
thought it was all right.
And then I got Jurassic Park Part 2, The Chaos Continues.
Yeah,
And I have played this. Yeah, and it is good.
it's really fun. It's basically Contra levels, but you shoot dinosaurs. It's awesome. It's hard.
It's great.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, I died a lot. ActRaiser. Hey, is this game supposed to remind me of Castlevania?
The side-scrolling stuff a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But then, did you do any of the Angel stuff that's in ActRaiser?
A little bit when it's like, you don't have enough people. You can't go down there, you idiot. I'm like, okay, I guess I won't.
Remember this. This is a thing that maybe it was just because I was younger and didn't think about this, but you always go back to your towns and level them up, because like in that first town, you'll learn how to say like make a bridge. I'm just making stuff up. My memory's really bad. Like say you learn how to make bridges. So when you go to the next town, you show them how to make bridges and they're like, whoa. And then they level up. And when your towns level up, you level up.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it's not just like going forward, but like that town, like 3 towns in, they might be like, hey, we learned how to make giant swords to kill monsters with or something. I don't know. So you could take that back to every town that doesn't know how to do that and level them up even further, which levels you up even further. So it's a really cool game because it has the God aspect where you're taking care of your world, which grants you all the power, and then you go vanquish evil in a side-scrolling action game.
Yeah, and the music is even the music reminds me of Castlevania. Like it just kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. Like all around, I think ActRaiser is an amazing game, and I honestly think that could be a game that could you could easily make it into a modern day action game with all the sim stuff. It would be an incredible game.
And last but not least, yeah, I don't know, Super Off-Road for Super Nintendo.
I've never played that one.
It's good.
Is it like the top-down NES off-road?
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
But the shape of the carts is fine. Jurassic Park has a torn label on the back, but I don't know. I don't think GameStop's going to stick to it. I don't know. That's my thought.
I wonder. I think they will, only because they made a giant point to have a booth for it at our expo. I think what it is that they're still in testing stages. So they're only 2 stores out of 6 billion or like 6,000 whatever stores. Only 2 of them take them in on trade.
Were they selling the retro games at the expo?
I didn't stop at the booth, but I don't think they were.
The prices are all over, because I feel like these ones I picked up were, especially Castlevania, that's an expensive game. But sometimes you look at it, you're like, that seems a little high. I don't know.
But do you feel like it was higher than maybe you could have got it off eBay?
Some of them.
I mean, Castlevania specifically, though, or was that one kind of priced?
Castlevania was really cheap compared to everywhere else. But Toe Jam and Earl was cheaper than everywhere else, believe it or not. But like the other ones were about average. But there was a couple games. Like, gosh, maybe 64 has really gone up that much lately. But some of those 64 games are priced a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I could see that. It's like you've said before. It's that generation is coming into its whole like, I got to play those games I played when I was a kid, and now those prices are going up a little bit. So,
well, then you just wait for them to get rid of all of them, and everything would go down again.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
It's like excited for 5 minutes, and then they sell all the stuff, right?
Yep. What is that? YouTube cuts. That's all they want.
Yeah, 5 seconds is too long on YouTube.
I hate that.
As we record an hour-long show.
Just talk. Yeah, exactly. I think that's it.
Just get to it, man. Just tell me. Don't tell me everything about Metal Gear, but tell me everything about Metal Gear.
Did you get to the fan service part?
Nope, sure didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to, and Lucas woke up with a pretty nasty fever, so
I'm worried that you're gonna go, that was it. I'm like, no, I stood up and I was so excited.
I probably already saw it and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
What if?
Dude, no, the last mission I did was, I'm gonna say mission 21.
Okay, you're starting to get to some heavy stuff.
I just got the ability to build forward operating bases. We'll just put it that way.
So dumb.
I mean, the only reason I built it is so I could send more people out on what do they call those? The deployment missions.
On the deployment, not the online. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, because I could only send one at a time until you build an FOB, and I was like, I don't care about the online where my friends can attack my base. I don't care about that. I just want to send as many people as I can in my combat unit to go do stuff for me. I need people not to wear metal helmets.
Yeah, and then get rid of those stupid shields on your back. Because what the game actually does is their armor types and weapons counter how you play the game. So, every guy in my game started to have shotguns because I like to get close to people. Nope, can't anymore because everyone has a shotgun, but then I sent them out on a mission. Made them get rid of their stupid shotguns. And some guys wear helmets over their faces, can't shoot them in the face with a trank anymore. And then it's cool that the game does that. It goes, oh, this is how they play it. We're going to make it harder for them.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Holy crap. That game is so good.
Oh, okay.
It's so good. The intro is what the heck is going on? Yeah, it's what the heck is going on? At first, like I was telling you, there's story at the beginning, and then you're just kind of a mercenary. You're working for hire, Kaz is you're taking him too. Inconsistent voice acting is what this game should be called. That's the one thing that bums me out. I
will say that Kaz does not feel inconsistent to me. He's the only one who does that, or him and Quiet, because she doesn't talk at all. So
she's the best character in the game.
All right, we'll see.
She is the best.
I will say that once I level her up to 100%, I will be switching back to D-Dog.
Oh, also, gosh, you weirdo. You can give her Sniper Wolf's outfit. I found out. So
that's way better.
So there you go.
How do I get that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. Someone was talking to me about it. I heard it from somewhere. But Ocelot is bothersome because at times he sounds perfect, and then he's a Southern guy. I'm like, you have to pick one.
Yeah, and it's like I get like having some of the southernness to it, and especially because Troy Baker probably he did a lot of that
Joel.
for Joel, yeah, in The Last of Us. But like the first time you hear him, you're like, "Yep, that's it." He's got the gruffness to it too. So he's like, "Oh, Snake, gonna have to go do this,"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Now, don't you worry about it. It's okay."
And sometimes you don't know if you hear Miller or Kaz. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
no, Miller or Ocelot.
Well, yeah, Miller Ocelot. Hey, here's a question for you.
Okay.
In Metal Gear Solid, he goes, McDonald Miller. He calls himself McDonald Miller. His name is not McDonald Miller, though. His name is Benedict Miller.
Maybe McDonald is short for Benedict, like Bill is short for William.
I don't even know anymore.
It's a stupid thing like that. But yeah, because I was having that point in the middle. I'm like, man, there's not much story happening, but it'll happen, and then it does. Like, I think people are all grumpy. It's like, oh, Snake doesn't talk. Guess what? They actually explain that. So,
oh, really? They like touch on the fact that he's quieter.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Oh man.
And see, I still think he talks.
You don't even know. You don't even know. Oh my gosh.
I feel like he talks enough, like when he needs to, like when he is in the conversation, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's just something."
There's one cutscene specifically where he should be talking and he doesn't. I think you'll know what part it is.
I've seen one thing where like Ocelot's just yammering at him for a really long time, but I guess I'm just used to that happening anyway because people like to tell you history before he goes bees.
Yeah. Yeah. The open world there's not much going on, but I think when you see a support like a truck driving on the road, that boom, boom, music starts. It's like, okay. Do I go take it on? Do I ignore it? Do I Fulton the truck and just take everyone? What do I do? And like the sneaking around bases is super good, and Mother Base is actually really cool. Man, and the story gets crazy. And just
I think that's kind of the issue though, is that like the story will get crazy. The story gets very Metal Gear at parts.
It does.
But you have to play it for a couple hours to get to that. And that's kind of the big complaint with Final Fantasy 13 is people got really mad at that. But like, granted, Metal Gear plays like 1,000 times better.
I think
13, but
I think that's the poll.
Yeah, and see, like, I think you're right. I think going into the bases and sneaking through all that stuff and taking it out in the way that you play. Like, I like to play with D-Dog because I play really like close stealth, where you like to play with Quiet probably because you like to have all the assists from the outside.
Yep.
Because I don't feel like her scouting ahead does anything.
Oh, she's so good. She's the best.
I guess I don't have the go out and kill everyone at the base thing first, but
yeah.
But yeah, like when she provides cover fire, it's amazing. But I kind of just like to have someone mark all the guys for me.
Yeah, because you hear boom, and dude just falls. You're like, yeah. Except one time you want to be careful because I had her on attack mode and I forgot, and she killed my target and I had to start the mission over. But what's really cool is you can grab a guy and then you can have her pull the air at his head and then go shoot, and boom, shoots him right in front of you. It's like,
I saw that. It was crazy. I don't know why. Everyone tried to do that at one point because she's always aiming at the head
and she's always humming.
Yeah, but to finish that point though, I think all that sneaking stuff is good, but there is nothing in that world, and until you get a while in where you can start getting that Fulton recovery for vehicles and stuff, it becomes like annoying. So it's got such a rough like not start, but like when you start playing the actual game, like I think that's really rough for a little bit.
Yeah, because you expect it to be Metal Gear and it's kind of not right away.
Yeah, but I think it's worth noting because then you're the biggest Metal Gear fan I know, and you're saying like get through that because everything happens.
Yeah, and it's crazy reading how people are reacting to this ending because I see there's answers all over the place. Some people are like, that is the stupidest thing. Kojima's an idiot, not canon in my book. And there's other people that are like, I've been thinking about it for a couple days. Perfect. It's great. But that's the problem with this game, though, is, as I told you earlier, Konami cut funding, and you can tell.
And that's a bummer. I mean,
you can tell that at the end, Kojima had to put some stuff together, patch things up, add padding so you get the final thing, and the whole third part of the game is completely cut, and the only way to see it is on the collector's edition Blu-ray. And the ending on that Blu-ray...
Wait, they have like an actual ending on the Blu-ray?
Yeah, of something pretty important that you're going to be going, I wonder why they never resolved that. Well, guess what? You can just watch it on YouTube. And it's bull crap that it got cut. Because that sounds like the best ending. But some of the things that happen that I don't know. Oh gosh, So I see. Part of me hopes you don't like the ending, because I can be like, well, why didn't you like it? Let's sit down. This is you sitting. Yeah, because that'll be interesting just to hear someone go, I didn't like it, because it it changes a lot.
Like a lot about what Metal Gear is.
Yup, kind of a lot.
You mean like Mario 2? Everything's a dream. I'm not. Don't answer anything I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not even gonna look at you. It's so man, so good.
But does it mess up or change like official canon stuff? Is that drastic? Wow. Okay, I got to finish this game.
I don't even. Oh man, it's nuts. But as soon as you figure it out, I can say something, and then you'll go, "Oh yeah, all right." So I'm just
game.
I'm just so excited. It's so good. But like I did all the sign-ups I wanted to do. I completed the main mission. I'll probably go back and just play it every once in a game because it plays so good and do some sign-ups. But man, there are so many sign-ups. It's like no.
Yeah, right, there's enough there where you can just kind of do them to help pass the time or like level up a buddy. Yeah, like I just kind of did a couple to level up quiet enough to get like the Trank gun or something. And I do like that I can take people from like I think managing the base stuff is pretty fun. It sounds so dumb, but like I didn't do it that much in Peace Walker. In Peace Walker, there wasn't as much. I was like, well, I got the couple guns I want, and I still even do this. I auto staff everyone because I don't want to manage that.
It's easy to do that, yeah.
Yeah, and until I'm like, okay, I need that Trank sniper rifle.
Move them over.
I was like, oh, well, I need a level 18 this, so move everyone from what I don't need into the one that I do need.
Yeah,
and just get what I want and auto them back.
Yep. And that's all you have to do. Which makes me think, I think I went into Peace Walker with the wrong idea what that game was. And that's probably why I was like, but I really like Peace Walker's story. But
I wonder if you went back to Peace Walker now, if it would feel as bad as it did to you. Because I thought it was really good, but I played it not on the PSP.
Yeah, I did. So maybe I should try the PS3 one. But dude, 5 is so easily. Well, I mean, the year's not over yet, but Game of the Year. There you go. It's been stated.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Like for me, it's probably going to be my top 5, but I don't think it beats The Witcher and Splatoon for me, just because The Witcher does like the best job at building a world, and that's hard to beat. That's just a slamming open world.
Yeah, and when you beat 5, listen to the new cassette tapes you get right away.
Okay.
Because that will flesh it out more, and you'll go, whoa, man. That's how you'll say it. Whoa. Oh, it's so good. And I wish our collector's edition was the giant hand, like in Japan.
Yeah, the full-sized one. That would have been nice.
What can you do? And our cover art sucks. Did you see that cover art I printed out?
Yeah, where did you get that from?
NeoGAF. I could send you the files if you really want them. It looks way better than...
I like the cover that's on there now, so I'm okay.
What? You weirdo.
You like the one that's like half skeleton and oddly proportioned.
Oh, my body is broken. Yeah, I do. But okay, so on to the weird Metal Gear stuff going on. Have you heard about all the conspiracy right now about 9/11 in that game?
No.
Okay, so...
I've been avoiding everything Metal Gear right now until I beat it.
The details are... It's hard for me to describe. Okay, so a website popped up that has like a V symbol in it, and it's tied to Konami and Kojima Productions, and it just updated, and they're releasing like certain images, and Kojima made a certain tweet, and the website started 2 days before the huge fallout with Konami, and there was a reference to 9/11 in the deleted content from 5. So people are starting to think like we're going to get something huge on 9/11, and that's the thing Kojima was talking about with, if I mess up something in this game in the industry, I have to leave. Like, this is too taboo. So I'm wondering if something is really going to happen on that day. It seems like a lot of, what's the word that's better? Bowl hockey. I don't know.
All right. Baloney.
Baloney. But hey, at this point, Kojima makes up a lot of weird stuff. It's possible, I guess. It sucks though how much stuff got cut, because you remember how he was saying like, yeah, if you played Ground Zeroes, you'll be able to go back to Camp Omega and 5. It's gonna be cool. Nope, got cut.
Camp Omega.
That was from Ground Zeroes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of audio files people found of Kiefer stuff that got cut. That's pretty important. It's like, oh, thanks Konami for ruining this.
Do you ever look at this though and think that this is just, well, I mean, I guess we know that it's super important now, but I was thinking about that, like how much stuff got cut, but like stuff gets cut from games all the time. But it sounds like this stuff is actually, why did you cut this type stuff?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
It's a lot of that. So, but still, even with that, I'm one of the people, one of the many, I don't know, that really enjoyed the ending.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, is it the majority that people seem to like it, or?
I see more negative than positive.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and when it happened, I like looked at Haley. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was super excited the whole time. Like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" It's and that one moment you're so close to.
I'll try and do it today so we can talk about it tomorrow.
It is just stupid fan service through and through, and that's all I wanted. And this game panders to it sometimes, and it doesn't overdo it, but when it does, it's good. But you still don't like Philanthropist, huh?
I just think it looks weird.
Okay.
I mean, it's mainly just because there's two reasons why I think it's dumb. One, that's way more advanced than like Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah.
And two, I think his head looks dumb.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this: do you think you fight him?
I already fought him. Well, I mean, I kind of did.
Do you think you fight him again?
Yeah, I would assume I would.
It's the best. Maybe. If you think you fight him again, it's the best.
What?
I'm not saying anything. It's just the best. It's so cool. It's so good.
All right.
5 is so good.
It just looks, if his head was not a Metal Gear Rex body, it would not be so bad to me.
When he's crouched, it looks just like Rex.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was kind of cool, and then it stood up, and I was like, ugh, what are you doing?
Maybe it's because Huey's a jerk, and he's
Huey's a Dewey.
Oh, good one.
Oh, man, I might have just...
What?
I might have just spoiled something for myself looking at a picture of Philanthropist.
What was it?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything to you.
No, just I won't even look. What was it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, now I want to know. So, are you mad about it?
I might be.
It wasn't in the trailer?
No. This, look, I'm not talking about it. Skip it.
Oh, I'm so curious. I want to know.
No, because if we start talking about it, then it's going to be, it's just, I'm going to figure something out for sure. It's going to be confirmed.
You don't think you can just say it and I'll just look away and won't say a word?
No, I don't want to do it.
I will do this.
No, because I don't want to do it. Because if it is like something that's for real and I'm going to spoil it for someone else as well as myself, I don't want it to be a thing.
Well, we can do the spoiler hat.
I mean, I don't want to spoil for myself, though.
All right. Well, now I need to know.
Maybe I'll ask you off air.
Okay, because 5 is so good.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to ask me? Hey, is 5 look good? Or
I've only played it for like 20 hours.
Yeah.
No, apparently, because what is it? Mission 40 is just a remake of Mission 11 or so. I was looking at something.
Skip that. Don't even do those.
But I mean, like, that's the thing. It sounds like I'm easily halfway.
Yeah. Because, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, man, do I have to do that? I just Googled, do I have to do extreme subsistence missions? Like, nope, just do side ops. And I just closed it and said, okay, not going to read your missions because that's dumb. And that's what people are saying. That's the padding. That's Konami cutting stuff. So Kojima's like, ugh. Yeah, I'm telling you, though, there's a part you're going to get to that all I have to say is I am really sad Kojima's not making a horror game.
Oh, man.
There's a part that happens that is so perfect and so cool. And the music that...
It is such a bummer to me that, like, you've beaten it and I haven't, because I just want to get to these points faster to talk to you about it.
How do you think I feel about it? I have so much in here that I can't... The only person I can talk to is Haley, and she just looks at me like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, well, let me explain it to you. And then 10 minutes later, he's like, I don't
care.
Yeah, sure, man. Vulcan
That's
Raven,
awesome.
I guess.
Sure. Oh, great. You spoiled something for me, didn't you?
Yep. You actually meet him and you pull his ear, and he goes, oh. And then a
That's
bird
what he was
comes
talking
out.
about this whole time.
Metal Gear Solid 1 still the best.
I think so.
You know, talking about ranking them, I was listening to the soundtrack for 3. I don't even know anymore. Is 3 better than 2?
I think so.
I love
But
2.
I think it's just because 3 has some moments in there that are pretty crazy. Like, that ending is pretty crazy.
Yeah, if someone were to tell me Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best Metal Gear and you can't say anything about it, I would go, I'm not going to argue with that because 3 is incredible. So, fair enough.
They're all pretty good. They're all pretty great.
Yep. Yes, they are. Oh, man.
Oh, I'm glad, by the way, that the one thing for Johnny, like Mr. Poopy Pants, is literally just a tape of him pooping. It doesn't say any words. It's just...
Nope. By the way, you know what the Bombcast taught me about that?
What's that?
If you get the speaker function on your iDroid and you play that in a toilet, they won't find you. They'll just go, oh, guy's pooping in there. Let's keep going. Also, I found a couple of tapes of
That's awesome.
of people in different languages going, suspect has been killed or something. If you play that tape, the alert mode will go away, and they'll go, all right, done looking for him.
That's what I appreciate about Metal Gear. They have all of these like really simple systems that are in play at all times,
Yeah.
and they all work together.
Wait, you said you're on mission 21, right?
21, 22, something like that.
Okay, okay. So this was talking about the Bombcast that I need to know. Did you play the mission where you had to follow a truck with 2 tanks?
Yeah.
And people jumped out of it.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it freely. Okay. How did you do that mission?
So this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Trying not to get too spoilery, but I took those because I didn't have a proper weapon to fight those things. So I took those 2 trucks and I blew them up, like as in blew up the people.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. So you followed it.
Yeah, all the way to the end.
Jeff Gerstmann.
I kind of goofed up and I didn't get to it fast enough, and that's the only reason why. But I figured you could probably just take the truck anytime, right?
Yeah, Jeff Gerstmann blew them up at the airport, and there's Fulton the truck and ran away.
And didn't even have to fight.
Nope. And Jason and Dan both went, we wasted 2 hours of our life. He's like, you just Fulton and just leave. What were you guys doing? And Dan's like, I followed it.
I was super curious about that because, like, if it gets to the end, you have a boss fight.
You still have a boss fight regardless. You still do.
Oh.
So when you blow up the tanks, those people still jump out. But you can just Fulton it and boom, leave. You don't even have to fight them. If you get out of there fast enough, you just leave.
Dude, they're not. Once you know that you could just take those trucks, it's like super easy to just take them out, though.
Yeah, and there's another fight you're gonna have with them at some point that I'm not gonna say the location, but I ran out of ammo, and I was like, how the heck am I even gonna freaking beat these guys? You look around, there's those what are those called? The enemies use them on you. They shoot that light into the air to light up the area, then they start launching
a flare gun.
Not the flare gun, but yes, that. And they start launching bombs at you from the sky.
Mortars.
I just used mortars that were laying around the base to kill them in one hit. It's like this game still gave me help without, like, there's so much stuff you can do in that.
Plus,
game.
you can always do, like, supply drops and stuff like that, too. Like, I was fighting a boss.
You couldn't in this part.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was fighting a boss, and I was like, man, I really wish I had this weapon. Oh, I didn't even develop it yet. So I had to hide. Get out of like alert status, develop it on my iDroid, and then have it called in. I was like, this is silly, but I won the fight, so whatever.
So you haven't met...
I have not. I'm pretty sure I know who you're going to ask me about, and I'm about to go meet that person.
Old man?
Yes.
That's a fun mission.
That's literally, I think, the thing that I'm doing.
Oh, so you're about to get to the mortar part then. I was just talking to you about. Okay.
Oh, sure.
Have fun.
All right, I will.
Yeah, that whole mission is actually a lot of fun. Like old man and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I really like doing the. You had to go to that airport and take out the. You had to get that weapons dealer
Yeah.
And, okay, so the mission structure in this game makes me feel like old SOCOM 1 and 2, because like in SOCOM you would have like, okay, your objective is to take out this HVT. But it's like, oh, yeah, but if you pay attention to your mission, it's like, hey, if you overhear this conversation and do these certain things, like you learn more about everything, and it gives you like a better ranking and you can do more stuff. And Metal Gear takes it a step further, because it's like, yeah, you could just kill the weapons dealer, but if you take him, he's a great R&D expert, so there you go for that. So like I just thought that mission 1 was really cool, because I think I nailed it, because me and Quiet went in there, sniped everyone out, and then I went upstairs and just threw them both down on the ground. It was awesome.
Wait a minute. So you're about to get the old man. Did you meet the leader of the child soldiers?
Yes.
You did get to the fan service part. You didn't even say a word.
What?
Yeah. Oh, see, I knew it. You're like, that was stupid. So
I don't know what was fan service at all.
So you fought him, right?
I fought a guy, yeah.
Can I say Eli?
Who?
The white mamba?
No, that's what I'm doing right now.
It's great.
Okay, so I did not fight that guy.
You're right there, so you were right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was the leader of the kids who was also a kid. And then there's the next leader. I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Okay, so you already fought the white mamba.
No. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, because the mission is like, go get the white mamba. Yeah, I'm sorry, because they actually reference the older kid as the leader of those kids, but then there's an actual leader who is the white mamba.
Yes. Oh, dude, it's...
So I will do that before I go to bed then.
It's great. It's great, because it's just what you've wanted to do. That's all.
All right, sure. I don't know what I've wanted to do, but...
You'll know.
I'll take your word for it.
The
game knows what I've wanted to do, so I'm counting on it.
Yeah, so good. So good. Yeah, 5's great, and it's sad that Konami said, "Yeah, we're hiring for a new Metal Gear." It's like,
No, you're not. Just give up.
And I still bothers me that Dan Reichert gets all this Metal Gear stuff wrong, and he on the podcast was like, "Yeah, I was talking to people at PAX about Metal Gear stuff." I'm like, "You got so much wrong. Quit spreading your lies, Dan. You're getting it wrong."
I mean, what has he gotten wrong? Because I know the only thing I can count is he said Rising is official canon, which it's not.
Yeah. And the Liquid Arms thing, that's kind of big that he completely missed that whole thing. And there's a couple
that's kind of a really confusing thing that most people wouldn't know, though.
But then there's a couple small things here or there, but it's always like, Dan, shut up. Stop. Yeah. Al, miss you. Oh, that poor bird.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about his cry.
Wait, Hal's cry?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird, like he is.
He was almost Snake.
What?
Yeah, he was auditioning for Snake at first.
Oh, no. I think I did hear about that.
Yeah, then David Hayter's like, nah, son. You know what sucks? In the Metal Gear tribute video that everyone that is like in Metal Gear talks about it, David Hayter is nowhere to be seen, and he's been Snake for like 15 years.
Oh, in Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah.
Oh, that is just that's a bummer.
Didn't even let him
How do you not have that guy? Wait, he was there, but he didn't even get to say words?
He wasn't even there?
Oh, geez, that's terrible.
Yep.
That's dumb.
Poor guy.
Well, you got anything else to say about Metal Gear Solid 5?
Because the PC port's good.
Good. That is good, actually.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because so many PC ports have been rocky, it seems like, lately.
They've been that. Yeah, it's...
Hey, maybe the PC port will get all the mods to add the rest of the game in.
People have talked about it. And if they do, I will...
Yep.
I will get it.
I'll come to your house and we will play it.
Yep. Yeah, Metal Gear is great. I haven't played a game like that in a long time. So.
Good.
Good. I'm really curious about some people that we know, what their thoughts are going to be.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. So.
Yeah. And Alex, he's liking it. He's like, I don't know anything that's going on, but it's fun. I'm like, good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like really the only thing that's going to throw you off might be, I don't know. They do a good enough job explaining the basics to you, like who Paz is and stuff. So
That ending is gonna make him. That ending. Oh, he's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna hate himself, I'm sure.
Oh man.
Well, do you want to take a quick break and then we'll jump into all the other fancy stuff that I've been doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're doing it. And we're back.
That was a ghost. That's so stupid.
I'm more laughing at the fact that you thought it was so cool.
I don't know why. Yup.
I figured, I don't know if this is the better way. Well, actually, I mean, before I guess I get into everything else, did you, well, I guess I'll run down a couple new releases. It wasn't anything too big. Just to kind of get them out of the way, because I totally forgot about them again. Yeah. The Tearaway Unfolded was this week, as well as Hatsune Miku Project Diva on your 3DS. Of course, Metal Gear and Mad Max were last week, but we weren't on the air, so I want to let you know that they're both here. And
I almost winged it by myself. Let it be known. All right, continue.
You what?
I almost did a thing by myself.
Almost.
I did. Right. I almost did.
And the Star Wars Uprising came out today. Which was that one we talked about before. I think it's that dungeon crawler class-based one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I downloaded that, so I'm going to try it before on my way to the meeting, I guess.
And Castle Crashers Remastered on Xbox
One. That came out today, or actually, I guess that came out yesterday.
But it was free for 360 guys today, yeah.
Oh, it's free for like a little bit. It's not just today.
Yeah, it's a week, and then after that, it's $5. Yeah, even then, it's great. It's a good deal. And you know what? That game running at 60 frames is pretty cool.
I thought that game always ran at 60 frames.
I guess it didn't. No.
All right.
30.
1080p, dude.
Yeah, that game's awesome. Is the Pink Knight in there? Did you check?
Yes, the Pink Knight is default in there.
Great.
The pink and the purple. That purple one bums me out.
What's the purple's power?
Summoning a frog to lick people.
Ew.
I don't know.
Yeah. I like the Blue Knight. He's a cool guy.
My only complaint is that his ice throws down right next to him until you level it up.
Yeah, then it's...
Otherwise, yeah, then it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then the Green Knight's the only one who does like a backflip or something like that. He has a different Y attack than everyone else. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Grow Home, I guess, made its debut on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I played that a little bit. It seems okay. I'm curious how that's going to end up being.
Okay.
But I don't know. It seems neat that it's like Grow Home is. They were kind of talking about it on Giant Bomb as well, but it has that look, and I totally got it when they said it. But it's a modern day PlayStation 1 game that has like physics based moving around.
Speaking of PS1, did you see that game Volume that came out?
I did not.
It's Metal Gear Solid 1.
That's what I hear,
and that sounds pretty cool. I might look into picking that up.
If you do, you gotta let me know how it is.
When do you think we're gonna start getting like PS1 style games? Like, do you think that's gonna start happening now?
What do you mean?
Like that texture style, because you know how like 8-bit and 16-bit is pretty big right now.
I don't know, because that's a really rough one to go back to. I think 8-bit and 16-bit still work, whereas some of that PlayStation 1 stuff's just like I don't know about that. Like, why would I want my 3D models to morph as the camera moves?
Maybe they wouldn't do that, I hope.
Maybe.
Yeah, because X-Men 1 was so bad with that.
That Solid Snake sneaking suit is a really clean PS1 graphic suit.
I still think Metal Gear Solid 1 looks good.
Yeah, I still think so too.
I love that their heads move.
When they talk?
Yeah. Okay, let's go. I know this place better than you.
I don't know who you're trying to be.
Meryl.
Is it Meryl? Okay. Well, real quick too. Did you have a couple news items that you did want to run down?
Yeah, let me pull up. Okay, number 1, Fallout 4 Season Pass, $30. We don't know what's going to be in it yet. Thanks.
But it is $10 savings, and weren't they? It was like 3 packs for $15 a piece before.
Yeah, and all of them sucked, but 2.
Hey,
so
I don't know. That's tough. Everything has a season pass. I mean, Lego Batman 3 had a season pass.
That game sucks.
Not a fan.
The Destiny lawsuit. I skimmed over it, but I didn't see a lot of it. But
what is this lawsuit? I didn't hear about that. I thought you were just going to be referencing the Dinklebot.
Oh, stupid. No, Marty sued because they let him go, and he was like, "No, you can't."
Oh,
Yeah. So he got. Here's the funny thing. Even Giant Bomb was talking about this. He's back in the board of directors at Bungie, so
what?
his influence can still happen. Like if they go, "We're going to do this with Destiny," his vote counts of him going, "No, we're not doing that." So he got his back pay, he got his bonus, he got back in the board, he got all of this stuff.
And what was the whole deal with it originally? That they he made a bunch of tracks that they used, but they like fired him. What was the deal?
Yeah, I think what it was is they used all of his work without paying him, let him go, said sorry, you're done. Which to me sounds like it's more of an Activision thing because you even heard the story. I guess here's for news that Destiny's story was hugely changed a month before it came out.
Huh?
It's pretty bad. I think.
Is that what Destiny 2.0 is all about?
Yeah, your Activision's getting their fingers in there going, ooh, Tony Hawk, and it's getting all gross.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, I mean, I keep calling it Destiny 2.0. It's actually 0.1. It's a version number is different, but it's technically 2.0 because it's the whole Taken King revamp. And I played it the other night I was like, oh, hey, I got the update. It's like 35 gigs. I guess I'll try this. But well, they had to redo all of the voice for the robot. So yeah, Hearlin Nolan North in there is weird at first, but because of all the mechanical stuff that is in the voice, it doesn't really sound that bad. It's different. I think I like Dinklage better, but Dinkleberg.
Oh, so good. Apple TV revealed.
Yeah, that and the new iPad I saw today.
Yeah. $149 for the TV. Comes with a controller. It's going to kill the Xbox One and PS4. Did you hear?
Hold on, that's only $149.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm discounting the iPad here, but their prices have significantly dropped. Like their phones are only $200 now.
Get ready, Eddie. You might as well just pack up the PS4, Xbox One. Apple's taking over.
I mean, did they position it as that, or were just gaming news sites talking like that? Because I saw those things, and like Apple was just like, "Yeah, cool extension of." I didn't see any of the Apple news stuff. I kind of skimmed through it, but
it plays your favorite apps, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, you'll just play Jetpack Joyride on your TV through your Apple TV.
Even though you can do that in the PS4. Actually, PS3. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. I like Jetpack Joyride. Let's see.
But I think the iPad, what do they call it? iPad Pro? That's a laptop now.
It's a monster.
Yeah, it was 13 inches almost, and it has like a smart keyboard, and it has like a giant. Apparently, it is a laptop. It is basically a laptop now. Maybe it's to compete with the Surface Pro.
Oh no,
that'd be my guess.
You don't work at the store tomorrow, right?
I do not.
Good.
Why?
I was looking up Metal Gear videos on YouTube, and there's some spoiler videos in there I'm gonna have to get rid of before you come in and look. So, I was looking up some spoilery Metal Gear videos. So if you boot up YouTube on the iPad, you're gonna get
that's the store's tablet. I see.
Yeah. When I open Friday, I want to make sure to get rid of that because that's you're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me, Doug?" Otherwise, I don't know. Oh, there's a Mario Myths with Mr. Miyamoto tomorrow.
Yeah, I wanted to see that. My first thought was, oh, the Mario Myth. He was a plumber because he was a carpenter.
Actually, I didn't know that.
Who did some plumbing.
Today is Dreamcast's 16th birthday.
Booyah!
Name your favorite Dreamcast game.
Mark of the Wolves. I don't know.
Mine's Capcom vs. SNK 2, so that's fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else. I thought there was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, Rock Band instrument compatibility. The chart is out.
Yeah, that is definitely worth noting because it's there is a lot going on for this new conversion.
Yeah, so PS4, hey, you know all those Guitar Hero and Rock Band instruments you have, Eddie? All of them? All 50,000 of them?
All zero.
They'll all work. They will all work. Don't even worry about it because they have the dongle. Plug them in. Done. Nice. Even wired ones. But the
Xbox One?
No. Oh. The drum set that's a Pro that's got it's the real electric kit.
Oh, the Ion drum set.
That might not work.
Yeah, I heard that's too complex.
So Xbox One, no wired instruments. That's it. They won't work. But if you have the adapter, you have to plug an adapter to your Xbox One so your wireless controllers can sync to it for Rock Band. Those will all work.
Is that the adapter that they started selling recently? That $30 piece or whatever for the Xbox One?
I don't think so because they haven't.
What is that adapter for then?
I think maybe the PC. To have
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
Well, now I'm starting to wonder if wired Rock Band instruments work in PS3. I would almost say they do.
I want to say that's true.
But those drums suck. Who wants to use those ones?
The wired ones?
Yeah, they're awful.
Like, wouldn't you just use the wireless ones?
Yeah, but if you had a wired one, why would you do it? That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you want to do that to yourself?
I don't know.
Yeah, you can. So now you can just buy the. Yeah, maybe. But now you can just buy just the disc. So that's really nice. I don't need to buy another guitar. I don't need any more of that garbage.
Yeah, I mean, the Guitar Hero, you're still going to have to do that because of the new guitar. But I'll tell you what, even when talking with the guys at Harmonix at the show, they had a couple things I wasn't really thrilled with the answer to. I asked them the two things we always talk about that Rock Band is missing: open frets and double bass.
I love open frets too.
I was like, hey, like, how are you guys doing anything with double bass? Like, what are you doing with that? And they're like, well, we support 2 kick pedals. You can plug 2 kick pedals in for sure. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, like, when double bass is you're only here. So are you gonna do anything about that? And he goes, well, I don't think we have any songs that have double bass anyway, so don't worry about it. I was like, okay. I was like, what about open frets? And they're like, it's something we've actually looked into doing, but it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't really feel right or something.
That's a bummer.
Just kind of brushed it off, and I was like, I don't know. It feels pretty good on the bass.
Yeah, and the Rock Band Network songs, there are some that say 2 times bass version. It's like, okay, I'm gonna buy that one because it supports and it.
Yeah,
that's a sad thing because the Rock Band Network songs, they said, oh, we don't know if those are gonna port over. And it's kind of a bummer because I just want Rock Band 4 to be my music game, but it looks like I still have to keep 3.
Well, okay, but you're talking about some extra DLC stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe I heard them right when they said that Rock Band 4 will have all of Rock Band 1, 2, and 3. The stuff that transfers from the first 3 games is a free download for Rock Band 4.
If that's really what you heard, that's huge, and you might need to tell the world because everyone's like, oh, I have to buy an Xbox One for all this DLC. So you might want to tell the world that because that will change a lot of people's minds.
Your purchase DLC, like the rest of the stuff, is not transferable. They said that was such a huge task and legal stuff that they just couldn't do it. But like just their base games that they were allowed to transfer to the, all the way up to 3 anyway, I think they're allowing all of that to be a free transfer to 4 or like a free download or something like that. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
I've seen them say they're going to get DLC to work too. It's just going to come out in waves because there's so much of it and so much stuff they have to work on. But right away,
they did say that you're not going to be able to go from Xbox to PlayStation.
Oh yeah, no. But if it's all free, that's probably going to change a lot of people's minds because it's like, well, that's a huge chunk of my songs right there.
And it's a lot of music.
Yeah. I have so much stuff downloaded. Like
yeah.
I'm really excited about Rock Band. I'll play Guitar Hero because you're getting that guitar.
Yeah, we'll check out the beta a little bit. That's why they gave it to me.
Yeah. And who knows if you go, this is dumb, Doug. I don't want the guitar. You talk to me.
Let me tell you this, right?
Okay.
I think the guitar is a cool idea. It feels fine. But I think some of the fun of the 5-button layout is shifting your hand a little bit because it makes you feel like you went, wow, It sounds really dumb, but you just hit the orange.
Yeah, okay.
In the Guitar Hero one, your hand should never move out of position because you're just doing up and down on those 3. Mm-hmm. But they do some neat things. Like on the higher difficulties, I put it up to expert on one of the songs, and I couldn't do it. It's hard to like really think about hitting those chords the right way and like moving it around. And I did that Paramore song on expert, and I was able to do that because their music's pretty simple. But
sad you didn't play that Korn song.
But no, it's like so. Anyway, though, so the guitar is a good idea, and it feels good, and it plays good. But everything else about Guitar Hero, and our whole group was sitting there, we're just like, you gotta be kidding me. It just looks like crap to me. Like the whole live thing, like people are like, oh, but how's the live? Like playing on the stage. I'm like, you're never looking at it, so it kind of doesn't matter. But everything else is like, oh, hey, that whole play online and play all these songs with people. You might jump in at the start, you might jump in the middle, you might jump in at the end. You have no idea. And it's just like a lot of weird stuff like that. So I don't know, like those features might only seem half-cocked. Whereas Rock Band is like, no, we're doing this the right way.
Yeah. Well, that's whatever. Rock Band's always been better.
Yeah, I think so. To me, it's the timing is there, and it just feels way better than Guitar Hero. Mm-hmm. And I will still say that the new Guitar Hero still has that sloppy feel.
Did you say that to the Harmonix guys to make them feel better?
No, I just asked them a couple questions and then shook the guys' hands to thanks. Because the guys were really cool. They were talking so much, and I got to tell you about the cool thing about Rock Band. But before I do, I will say too, just a side note, at the first kiosk I played of Guitar Hero, and I told you this, but first one I played was so bad. I couldn't hit notes. And like, oh, you sure it isn't you? And I'm like, listen, I know this sounds boastful, but I play a lot of rhythm games and a lot of like specifically timed games. You know, like playing games like 1001 Spikes also helps with rhythm games because you got to be precise. I play a lot of that stuff, and I will play every rhythm game. I'll at least try it. You know, I love it.
Why not?
So I was like, no, this is not me. This game there's something off. This does not feel calibrated or something. And I was just like, screw this. This is bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to try another one. So I waited and for a couple people to go because there was ice cream there too. So I was like,
I thought you were going to say iced tea was there.
I was like, I'm going to grab some ice cream. I'll eat that while I wait. And then I got to it on different kiosk, and I was like, okay, yeah, this actually, the timing is right. I was totally right. You need to calibrate this kiosk over here. Then I asked the lady, like, hey, is there anything to kind of tell you about the hammer-ons and pull-offs? And I figured it out. I think they're just like highlighted in blue if they're a hammer-on or pull-off. Mm-hmm. But you know, like how Rock Band does the small ones, and Guitar Hero did, I think, glowing white ones or something. But
yeah,
the lady was like, "What is that?" I was like, "A hammer-on." You know, like you. I explained it to her. I was like, "Hey, you strum and then you hit the next note without strumming again." She goes, "Oh, that's actually super useful. I'll use that." I'm like, "You probably should, because someone's going to ask."
Yeah,
but that's the thing. They hire pretty people to sell the games, you know. And then it's funny though, because like Guitar Hero had their whole thing, and then behind you, Rock Band had a literal stage set up for people to just like people were in this giant line to be on the stage with light show and fog machine and just rock out for fun.
Did you try the new drums out?
No, I did not. Okay. I didn't get a chance to actually play Rock Band. That's the thing. Oh. Because like the line for that was really long, and I was really hungry. It was like the first day we got in, and we were waiting till almost the last minute to get our room, which was super annoying. But the cool thing about Rock Band, I got to tell you this, because this is how the guy brought it out. This is the first thing they showed. And the reason you need to keep one of your Rock Band controllers
I still have one
to have all 10 buttons. Solo mode. The coolest thing.
Is it that cool?
So basically, the thing is going. It's going down, right?
Yeah.
And you just like strum chord, strum a note. And it's different if you play the high ones and the low ones. Like,
oh, yeah, because like down there, right?
You are literally crafting an actual solo, and it sounded really good.
Really?
It looked super cool. And I don't think they've really showed that like publicly. Like you've heard like Jeff Gerstmann and stuff talking about it. And I've heard like other podcasts talk about it, but like actually seeing him do it, I was like, yeah, that is super cool. That sold me that Rock Band has this new thing that's totally worth having a new game for.
There's a drum solo mode too.
Yeah, and I bet you it's very similar. Instead of it just being like hit things and rack up a point, there's like, no, they'll give you you have free form to do what you want to do. And you can make a really cool sounding solo or just like make notes happen in the middle of something like a sustain or something. It was really cool.
That's cool. I'm excited to play it. That's soon.
Yeah. A lot of stuff is popping up way too soon.
You know what I wonder? Okay. On the Guitar Hero World Tour guitars, they had the touchpad. Do you think the game Rock Band 4 will support that for like the bottom buttons?
I don't know, because like a lot of it is strumming based. So I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll test it.
We'll definitely test that. Did you have any other news though before I start rambling on about everything else?
I don't. Whoa! I just minimized you. I don't think so. I think that's. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because the other one I wanted to talk to you about while we were on the Activision and stuff coming out soon thing was Tony Hawk.
Finally, okay. Let's just throw this out there. I like Tony Hawk HD. Okay. I like it. That's all.
Oh, I thought you were gonna follow that up with "Will I like this new one?"
The bummer with it is the frame rate and the screen tearing throws you off. But that's
Right.
it.
So the new Tony Hawk plays really smooth, and what I told you earlier was they want you to pay attention to level design.
Okay.
So that means there are no flatland tricks at all. They took it out on purpose. At first, I was like, "That's stupid. Why would you do that?" It's one of my favorite things about Thug. But they were like, "We don't want people to cheese combos. Like when you're playing score attack, you're playing like Horse is completely redundant in Tony Hawk's Underground because you could just it doesn't matter where you're at. You could just do flatland and get the highest score anyway."
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, "No, we took the cheese out. Just we want people to pay attention to how these levels are built, find like how to really land these tricks and get good things going, and yeah, boost up your combo meter." So that is the first major change, and there's another one.
I mean, that is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That wasn't in Pro Skater. That was in Thug.
Yeah, I mean there was what was
the
his
later
name?
ones, right? Like Project 8 and stuff. But like
Well,
classic
no,
Tony Hawk.
4 had Pro Skater 4 had a
Did it have
flatland
it?
trick, but it was only for it was a special for a character.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I
No,
think if people get mad about it, like, well, Tony Hawk didn't kind of have that, so
I honestly don't think people will because it does make you think about how to connect your grinds with your flips. And so they did change how the flips work too. You know how before if you wanted to do a double kick flip, you'd hit like left and square square.
yeah.
Now it's left left square. So it feels different. Like you're not doing the things where you're on a grind and you're tapping buttons to change your grinds. You're not pulling out a varial heel flip unless you think to do a varial heel flip first. So it's kind of making you think about your tricks and your setup a lot more than Tony Hawk used to.
Is that the second big change?
No, the second big change is how specials work.
Okay.
Specials are no longer inputs.
Really?
Yeah. So before you'd have to think like, oh, how do I do Tony Hawk's 900? Was it down? Was it right down circle? Was it this, that? It's like, no, you hit L1 and you just do special tricks the entire time your meter is active. So you build up a special meter.
That's fine.
Hit L1 to go into special mode, and every kickflip or grab that you do is something different. So instead of doing a Benihana, you'll do a Christ Air.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I think that makes sense.
I think it levels the playing field a little bit.
Okay. Is it locked at 60 frames?
I want to say it was. I remember it being pretty smooth. And one of the big things the only thing that was kind of throwing me off is one of the changes too is when you hold down triangle, they slam down. So like if you jump and you want to hit a grind like faster because you kind of jump over it, you hold triangle and you'll hit the grind.
That's cool. So you don't miss stuff. You just boom.
And that's the only thing that was kind of jolty because it's like it's really fast.
Okay.
But I remember it being like really smooth, and I think it was 60 the whole time.
Was it screen tearing?
Didn't notice any. I mean, the graphics are not great. So I mean,
hey, you know what? If it plays like Tony Hawk, sure.
It does that. I think it's a really nice revamp of what Tony Hawk used to be.
So it's actually good. You can say it with certainty now.
I will say that new Tony Hawk is good, and I still have like some concerns I want to know about, but I think overall, yeah, it's a good Tony Hawk.
How'd the music sound? If you heard any of it,
I didn't get to hear much because it was loud, but I know they have hip hop and punk, and that's all I need.
Okay, looking forward to it. I'm excited now. I like Tony Hawk.
Yeah, and right next to that was Transformers Devastation.
Is that good?
I didn't get a chance to play it because someone was like playing it the whole time. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play another round of Tony Hawk. But
did it look cool?
It looked really cool. Yeah, it looks rad. I'm super. I want to play that game for sure.
All right, good.
But what other things were you were curious about that maybe I knew? I talked to you about Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, we can tell the world. All right, I'm gonna ask the question I asked you, Eddie. Is Mighty Number 9 good?
Yes. And if you've been following us for a little bit, we both had like weird concerns, and we're not sure why. At least I was not sure why. I thought Mighty Number 9 might not have been a good game. Might have been like an okay game, but not a good game, right? So I made it. It was the last thing I played. I beat the level, and the lady's like, "Hey, we got to turn these off. We got to pack up." I was like, "Okay." So I'm glad I fit it in, and it was like literally a last minute decision, because I kind of forgot it was there.
Yeah.
But it plays like Mega Man. You have an infinite air dash though. So like you could like not infinite, like it constantly goes to the side. Yeah. But like you can dash as many times as you can fit before you hit the ground. But that's important because the way that the game works, and this is the thing I was mostly concerned about. You hit an enemy, he'll go into a semi-exploded form or whatever, and you dash through him, and you get a boost. And so you kind of only need to pay attention, I think, like the color, because you'll get like you'll hit a guy, you'll boost through it, and it's like, okay, now that shoots through enemies, so you can hit multiple enemies at once, and it lasts for just a little bit of time. So you're always dashing through enemies to fill up those little boosts, and it actually works pretty well.
Did it seem? Was it hard or was it challenging?
It seemed a little easy.
Did it? Okay.
But I don't know if because a lot of times when they put stuff on a kiosk, that might just lock it into like an easy mode or something too. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's not a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was still just kind of fun to dink around in. Like a lot of people would say Shovel Knight is incredibly hard, but I didn't think it was like as hard as even Donkey Kong. Like,
I think the only part in Shovel Knight I had at the very end I have to fight all the bosses again.
Yeah, that got tough.
I lost, I think, like maybe once or twice, but then you're like, oh, you just figure out their patterns again. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that people think Shovel Knight's extremely hard. People say that?
People talk about how Shovel Knight's a challenge, I think. I mean, people talk about how insanely hard Tropical Freeze is, and I think that game was a breeze.
I think the Wii one was harder.
The Wii one's definitely harder.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that one was like horribly, insanely difficult.
There was a couple levels, I think, towards the end that kind of made me.
Oh, yeah.
But
some of them got tough, but
Shovel Knight's great. Speaking of Shovel Knight, I guess that's news. I forgot. Every physical copies come with the soundtrack now.
Yeah, it's $5 more, but totally
whatever. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, Battlefront. How's that?
Dude, Battlefront. Yeah, game of show. I'll give it game of show for me. Because it's like when you see it in motion, it looks really nice. Like graphically, that game is pretty cool.
Were you on PS4?
Yeah, both times I played it was PS4. So they had this line where you would go into this briefing room in a Hoth base, and then
sweet.
Admiral Akbar would be like, "Oh yeah, we got us."
Not Nien Nunb, not your boy.
No, not that terrible person who's not my favorite Star Wars character. So like, yeah, you'd listen to that for like forever. It was annoying. But then you'd go into a room and you'd play the Battle of Hoth, and that in that mode was what do they call that? Where we have the AT-AT. I can't remember the name of the mode now. Walker Assault. There we go.
Okay.
And so I was the Imperials, so we had to get the AT-AT to the base and blow up the power generator or whatever. So I played the game almost exclusively in third person and thought it was great. And everyone who is saying that this game is nothing, it's just Battlefield reskinned, you're absolutely wrong. Like almost everything about it doesn't feel that way. Like there's no aim down sights. It's old school, like zoom in if you're in third person, and if you're in first person, it's just reticles.
Awesome.
Like it just goes into a reticle screen. So it's very old school in that route. The first and third person stuff works really well. There's not vehicles all over the maps. Instead, you pick up icons and they'll give you specials, and some of them happen to be vehicles. So like
that seems like a decent balance though.
Yeah, for example, like I switched to a different blaster that was more rapid fire, and I switched around. Like they just had like a couple sets. I don't think you could fully customize them, but I switched it to where the first one was you had a grenade launcher that would shoot out like 5 grenades that kind of go dum, dum, dum. And so you'd get that and a jetpack, so you could jump around.
Didn't the old Battlefronts have that?
Yeah.
Sure yeah. Did. Okay, they had icons. Okay. How many people were online in this?
Oh, you mean for the vehicles? They had icons.
Just stuff in general. There was icons around the maps, right?
I was gonna say like the vehicles were on the map for the other one. I think
it's been a long time. How many? Because it's not 64. How many people is it?
It's 40. So 20v20.
Did it feel like there wasn't a lot, or did it feel like a lot was happening?
No, it felt good because like what it was is like we started off and there was like a base in a cliff, so we kind of went in there because you have to take these points so that your walker can get up to these points. But I think they could take them back too. So like you would take those points so you could keep spawning there and push them back so they couldn't spawn closer to AT-AT, and you had to get the AT-AT to the end and all that. But then like, so we had to fight through this little base and take him out and take that
Did you just
point.
walk towards the screen?
I did. My legs were hurting.
You get so excited.
So like, it has that conquest feel, but it feels like rush mode, except for it doesn't, like, you're not regulated to always being pushed back.
Okay.
So we fought through this base, and it felt like, yeah, we were fighting a lot of guys in there. And then you have like all these trenches with ion cannons and all this kind of stuff, like on top. So you're fighting through these trenches, you're popping up over these things and trying to blow these things up. And that's actually why I changed one of my things. So like I thought the jetpack I wasn't getting anywhere with, because if I jumped out of those trenches, I died. The grenade launcher was cool, but the other one had a shield I could pop down and a ion blaster, or no, maybe it wasn't an ion cannon. It was basically a rocket launcher thing, so I could blow up all the turrets and push even further. But there's no reloading. It's all like overheating for your guns.
That's cool.
The ship stuff felt pretty good. It felt a little faster than the jets in Battlefield, but maybe it's because I never use them. But yeah, like your other specials are like, instead of getting a TIE fighter, you would get like, say, maybe a implosion thermal detonator where you throw it and it goes like sucks in and blows out. And,
does it make that cool noise like Jango Fett ship? That goes. That's that.
No, it does.
No. That noise is so cool.
But no, it seemed really cool. So like we were battling on Hoth, and they did show that you could be a snow speeder and actually tow cable the AT-AT down and stuff. So there would be some really cool moments. And I think like the music kind of swells up a little bit. Like,
I was going to ask you, but is the music great?
Yeah, I mean, like that Star Wars music, man, hits home. And it like, I think I was talking to Mark a little bit, and we're like, man, you just kind of forget how good Star Wars music is until you hear it again.
Yeah. That's so, why when episode 7 comes out, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so we played the Battle of Hoth. That was really cool. They showed the Battle of the Forest Moon of Endor, and that was really cool. That was like action packed. It was more scripted, but it was still really cool to see. And then on the show floor, I also played because I kind of wanted to see how well it held up, because I thought it was still 60 frames in split screen mode. I think it does take a little bit of a dip. But the survival mode was on Tatooine, and those graphics looked even better than Hoth. Like that Frostbite engine looks really good when you don't hamper it.
So, do you think you'll be able to play in Naboo and kill Gungans?
Let's hope.
Yes.
I think it's all classic trilogy, though. I don't know if I don't think they're going back to episode 1 through 3.
Oh, I think Naboo was a cool planet, so that's kind of a shame, but oh well.
Yeah. I mean, people complaining about like space battles and all this kind of stuff. Like, we've said it before, but the space battles thing is really just like anything else. But I think this game is really good, and I think people who are still thinking it's just Battlefront that's insane to me now. Like, I always thought it was just kind of dumb anyway, but it's definitely dumb to me now that I've played it.
Well, even if it is, who cares? It's good.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield's awesome. So. What else? Oh, so when I think about like my game of show, I think Rainbow Six was the other huge thing.
Oh, did you play that?
First thing I played, actually.
Huh.
Really good. I'm extremely happy with Rainbow Six. My biggest fear was that game was going to feel like a placeholder because of the Division, which I also played. But that game does a really good job of being the modern classic Rainbow Six. If that makes sense.
Okay. I think so. Sorry.
Like, to me, Rainbow Six 3 is still the best Rainbow Six. Easily. It has a very classic feel. It has like the setup stuff and all that. And playing this game, it really felt like it demanded your teamwork, and it felt old school. And they did a really smart thing with cover mechanic. There isn't one at all, by the way. But what you would do is when you're aiming down sights, you know how some games would have it where, say like Medal of Honor Airborne, you'd hold L1 or something, and it would let you move full 360, but you'd have to stay in place.
Oh, yeah. It's like
so they never really figured out how to do leans and stuff right. I think this game figured it out. So when you're aiming down sights, you just click in the left stick or right stick, and that's the way he leans.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I was like, why has no one ever done this before? That makes perfect sense.
Okay. How'd it look?
So, graphics leaves a little bit to be desired, but they weren't bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely isn't getting the polish that the division is getting. But I think I enjoyed my romp in Rainbow Six more than I did the division. But I think it's because they forced you to play that specific thing in the division, which doesn't really encapsulate the entire experience.
How's the snow in the division look?
Really nice.
So did Until Dawn. I had to think about my snow for a bit. When I was playing that game, I was like, man, the snow looks pretty incredible.
Still Resistance 3 for you?
No, yeah, technically, because Resistance 3 is the same snow as the first one, so.
Oh, man.
I think, oh, man. I need to play some snow games, I think. And
you got to play Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Okay.
Apparently, you're going to have to play The Division.
Yep.
And that's the only two.
Skyrim had decent snow when you're on the mountain.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
To come down. But like Until Dawn's is like when they had like the snow footprints and the crunch, and then it was coming down, and I don't know. Anyway, snow.
No, it's cool. I mean, I'm sure many people have heard about Dark Zones by now. That's the mode that we were playing in the Division. Yeah. So like I will say this is the coolest part about Ubisoft. Outside of Mr. Caffeine is actually awesome when he's not at E3.
He was there?
Oh, he's been there the last couple of years, man.
Really? I didn't think they employed that guy anymore. Am I crazy?
Yeah, he's there every year that I've been there. He's awesome.
He's the one that did the right?
Yeah, unfortunately, okay. Yes. Okay. But no, Ubisoft, both during Rainbow and during the Division, we all wore headsets that we could chat to our team with, and they were on the chat as well. And like, okay, let me kind of guide you how these games work, how these systems work, and if you guys have questions, let me know. And then they would just kind of be like, okay, well, like this is how you defuse the bomb. You got to pay attention to like the windows. One guy has like a hammer in Rainbow Six that bursts through walls. He goes, why don't you just break that wall? Just do it so you know how it works. But also, there's going to be some bad guys. So they kind of like teach you to play the game, but let you just play the game. So I think the guy with the Division was even better about it because he's like, okay, here's how to do all this stuff. Now climb that wall and we'll start Dark Zones. And once we're all there, I'll kind of guide you through how this works. So it's basically like you're against, it's a 3-man team and there's 3 teams and you're all fighting to extract something out of an area. And it's kind of like a weird capture the flaggy thing, but for loot.
Oh, okay.
No, both of those seemed really, really cool. The Division though, you die fast.
Did you close the door?
No, I didn't close the door. But I was really surprised at how fast you can go down in the Division. Like, pretty quick. Well,
I remember the old Tom Clancy Ghost Recon on the original Xbox. You get shot once, you're down.
Oh, you're dead, yeah. But like this one being an RPG, I thought maybe it would be a little bit different because headshots don't kill. They just hurt really bad.
Weird.
So, I don't know.
Did you get to try out any VR?
Oh, my gosh. I'm so mad. I did not.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
man.
Okay, Tech VR was there.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Tech VR was there before it was on our first day there before we even had like anything happen for the GameStop at all. I didn't get to try it because other people kept jumping in, and I had to go like bag check and everything. But I did get a picture of this guy. No joke. Like what it was is a dinosaur demo. You just get to look around and be like, "Whoa, there's dinosaurs!"
No way! That's so cool.
This is why I'm mad about it, because this guy had the biggest smile on his face, like he was a 10-year-old, just like, I can't believe it. Oh, wow. Like he was just so blown away. And I was just like watching this guy laughing my ass off because he was just so excited. Like I was like, I'm so jealous. And I went to the Morpheus booth a little bit later in the show. And he's like, hey, are you one of the guys at the badge? I was like, no, I just wanted to check it out. He goes, sorry, I guess you can't go. Because like they kind of sectioned it off where it was like Morpheus was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard amazing things about it, unfortunately, because like the people who were allowed access like won something or some VIPs of some sort.
Oh.
They got to go try it before everyone else. And they kind of opened it up for random people to go in and play it. And then they shut it off again to only say like, yeah, only these select people get to play. But from what I understood, like I was waiting in line for to play the Division, and a bunch of guys were just like, "Dude, you didn't try Morpheus. You need to go like right now, like go play Morpheus now." And I missed it.
I didn't even think about a dinosaur simulator. Oh man, that's gonna be so cool.
We're gonna have to look some stuff up on the phone and try and see if that little box thing I got from Square Enix will simulate that for us.
I was able to clear up some space because Android had an update which cleared up space for some reason, and then some of my apps updated so I could move to my SD card. So I think I'm gonna download that VR experience and see.
Yeah,
it's like VR, but it gives you an idea.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm really sad I couldn't do that, but it's so hard to, even if I did, I have no idea how I would tell people about it. Like it's still, it's like something, they need to figure out a way to get that into people's eyeballs. Like that has to happen.
What's crazy to think is you'll be able to visit places without having to go, because you'll be able to like walk around and look around and stuff. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. And with Morpheus, they actually gave you like move controllers and stuff. So they had one demo where you were in a gunfight and you had to like pop up behind the cover like physically and like pull the trigger and aim at people and stuff. In one, there was like a guy who, I guess one you were just like cooking in a kitchen. Did you hear Dan Reichert talking about that, by the way?
Yeah, was that the one?
Oh my gosh. That sounds so cool. Like he literally, what did he do? He like flipped a burger in his hand?
Flew eggs, just threw them across the room.
Yeah, like that's insane to me that you could do that. And one person I remember hearing about like being able to point a gun behind him, shoot, and then look behind him and go, yep, I totally shot that guy behind me without needing to see him.
I'm so glad I have move controllers.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we have like 1 billion of them at the store.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like the ideas are there. So we'll kind of see, maybe Unreal's games will start coming back in a cool way.
Hey, maybe. Mad Dog McCree 4.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get that. You get a wheel, and you get 2 Morpheus, 1 wheel, 2 move controllers, and you get to play that game that's on the arcade that you really like. Where one's driving and one's shooting.
Lucky and Wild.
Lucky and Wild. There you go.
I love Lucky and Wild too. That game's so good. Oh man, can you imagine like horror games with it too?
Oh yeah, I mean that was another thing that was there. I think is like you were being interrogated by some guy and you were like tied to a chair or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Morpheus. Like I think Oculus Rift you have to have a crazy PC for, and mine's not up to par. But like, it sounds like Sony's gonna do a lot of the stuff that Oculus guys are doing. So it's like, sure, I'll get it for Oculus 4.
And the Tech VR, which is way cheaper than Oculus, is actually Oculus stuff. That is from Oculus.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Rift is the full headset. Tech VR is just for your phone.
Oh, right.
So, like, literally what we'd be doing with that box is really close to that guy looking at those dinosaurs.
Oh, my gosh.
I should send you that picture.
That's so funny.
But the actually, I think I did send you that picture on Facebook or something.
Did you? I don't know if I saw it.
I'll resend it. But no, the only thing that I'm remembering I played was Final Fantasy Explorers. I played a little bit of that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that, of course.
Oh, you played Star Fox?
Oh, I did play Star Fox. Yeah. Star Fox is very much Star Fox.
Okay.
And that's a good thing.
Yep. I told that to Cole. He came to visit me today, and I was like, hey, it's like 64. And he goes, it's all I wanted. Well, besides Adventures 2, but he really likes Star Fox Adventures. So
it's not from what I understand, it's not a bad game. It's just not a Star Fox game.
I didn't get super far in it. I traded someone Fable 1 for it.
It's
a weird trade, right? Like, you don't know if I made out better or not.
I don't. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that's weird is that you play it like normal Star Fox 64, but you can do tilt controls as well. So if you don't move it, you're fine. And I'm pretty sure I've heard that you can turn it off, but they would not allow it during that demo.
Okay.
Like it just wasn't an option. Played Woolly World.
Oh yeah, you were gonna tell me something. One thing that makes you sad about it.
It's a really cool game, and the controls suck.
Oh, that's right. No, you did tell me that.
Because they're all rotated. It's like, yeah, B is tongue, A is jump, X is throw. What are you doing?
Hopefully you can change that.
I hope so, because I want Y to be your tongue and run. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't think there's a run button. I think you just run eventually.
Weird. Like, it's so weird.
It is weird. I mean, it's going to be awesome, though. It was a pretty cool Yoshi game.
Okay, cool.
And then I played Yokai Watch. Oh. That's shaping up to be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So the battle system is a little different. So this is, I guess, how the watches work. So I thought it was just like pick your team and they kind of auto battle. Mm-hmm. You pick a big team, like you have like, I don't know, let's just throw out a number. Let's just say you have 10 people on your yokai watch, but you rotate it so that the 3 that you want to use against the 3 that are on there are the 3 that are facing in the front 3 slots. So you kind of have to position them in the right yokai parts so that you rotate them to be in proper groups. So you kind of have to think about your placement and think about who complements the other one to fight the enemies and stuff. So it seemed really neat. But you're not like necessarily issuing commands. They kind of auto battle, and then you kind of set out skills and stuff.
That reminds me, we forgot a news story. Pikmin 4 is probably almost done.
Yeah, well, we don't know what that's going to be on at all. It could be on 3 systems, and we have no idea.
What if that's Nintendo's first mobile game?
Well, they did say that their major games wouldn't be mobile, I think.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see indeed.
Yep.
Was there anything else that maybe you were thinking about that I maybe haven't touched on, or that maybe you were curious about?
When you were there, did you stop and think, man, Doug's playing Metal Gear right now?
Yeah, I sure did. And I knew you were, because that day you didn't respond to me at all.
Oh, that's so funny.
I played with that new 360, or I'm sorry, Xbox One controller.
Yeah, the Elite.
That is actually a pretty sturdy controller. Feels really nice. The customizable stuff is pretty legit. I didn't see a Steam controller on the floor, and I'm kind of sad I didn't get to play that.
Yeah, that thing looks cool.
Because Steam machines were there. Gabe Newell was there. He wasn't at the show floor, so I couldn't meet the guy.
That's cool.
Yeah. I will say, as cool as it was to meet Stanley, it was kind of a bummer meeting him.
Here we go.
So I ducked out of one of my because the last room that we had was Microsoft. That was the closest session to get to the expo. So we were pretty close to the front of the line. People were literally running to the back where Stanley was. Like one guy was like, "Hey, no running." And then we walked past him and just booked it. So we got up in the front of the line. We got there really quick. But if you weren't a VIP person who won the stuff and had the little wristband, you didn't get to say pretty much anything to him. You didn't get to shake his hand. You didn't get to take any pictures with him. Nothing. You got a piece of advertisement that's like as smaller than a game case for Lego Avengers. He signed it. The guy had to remind him, like, "Oh, hey, fist bump him." He goes, "Oh." And I said, "Hey, man, it's an honor to meet you." And he's like, "Thanks." That was it.
Did he sign a thing for you, though?
I mean, yeah, we all got the same dumb thing signed. But then you walk across the room, and there's freaking Anthony Daniels, C-3PO. He's entertaining the crowd. He's stopping and taking pictures with everyone. He has signed photographs of himself that he's given everyone. You get to take a picture with the guy, like,
Did you meet him?
No, I saw him, and I know a few people who did go meet him and stuff.
That's cool.
I feel bad for everyone who was in the Ryback line for WWE. Dude, I kid you not. I swear it was like an hour later. I cut through the line to go play WWE 2K16. There's some really nice enhancements in that game. First of all, I'll say the parry system is now not unlimited, which is good. So now you can't just sit there and parry everything all the time. And you can decide. I was playing as Seth Rollins. I skipped my entrance, and he just stopped at the top of the ramp, and then I took control. I dove into the ring. I still had all my clothes on and stuff. I dove into the ring and started beating up the guy I was next to, and the bell didn't even ring until like we kind of split apart. So it was kind of like you got to do the pre-match like fisticuffs and interactions. But then like cut to a pan of the crowd when the bell rang, and then my shirt was off. So I was like, okay, he must have taken his shirt off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, the guy, I was like, "Hey man, I just want to go play the game. Can I cut right here?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." Came back an hour later to play NHL, which is also really good. And he was still there, like maybe 2 slots forward.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he really wanted to meet Ryback, I guess.
But you met the coolest dudes.
He did on the way home.
I'm so bummed out about that.
Shout out to the guys who will never be watching this, but hopefully maybe. I met Greg Miller and Nick Scarpino of Kind of Funny, who was there. They were there with Tim Geddes. I think it was just the 3 of them.
Yeah, Colin Moriarty was really sick, but so was Tim. But I think Tim was less sick.
Yeah, they had like a
So,
little booth that they were streaming for the public expo. So it was the day after us. They actually said that they were really bummed that they didn't get to be a part of the GameStop one. They wanted to kind of meet all the managers and talk with all them too, because they were doing like a whole booth. I think like doing a show for live from the expo.
oh, okay.
But I met them in the airport on the way home after not seeing them the entire day that they were there. Just happened to meet them on the one last chance I had, and they were the coolest people I probably met in terms of like famous people I've met.
And they called the store.
They they called. So Doug sent me this Goosebumps VHS. I had to get them to sign. Couldn't find them anywhere. Didn't have it on me when I finally met them because they were just walking by, and I kind of stepped back and I was like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" And they're like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Hey, I was looking all over for you guys. I'm really bummed out. I couldn't find you at all the expo." And that's how we got talking about that. And I was like, "Yeah, my ASM had this Goosebumps DVD. He really wanted you to sign it." He was like, Greg Miller was just like, "Hey, do you have it on you? I'll sign it for you." I was like, "No." He goes, "Do you have anything else?" I was like, I looked in my bag and I was like, "I got nothing." The only thing I had, no, I didn't even have that. I had nothing. I had my PSP, my iPad,
Man.
and a sweater. So yeah, he was like, "Okay, well, is he at the store? Let's just give him a call." And I really wish I would have just called your cell phone if I would have thought about it. But yeah, then they left, and another guy who's a huge fan of Greg Miller and stuff, I was like, "Yeah, they just walked by." So we went over and caught him at the Starbucks, and I was like, "Hey, my ASM doesn't believe me at all that I saw you guys." And that was when Scarpino was just like, "Let's just take a picture." I was like, "Yes, let's do that." And so I got him to do that. I got Greg Miller to say "F you, Doug" to the camera.
That's so cool.
So yeah, they were incredibly cool about it, and they just wanted to hang out and chat, but we all had flights to catch. So
Yep. And Greg Miller's taller than you would have expected.
yeah, I posted a picture to the group. You could see, or to the page, so you can definitely see. I met those two dudes, and they were really cool.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we can still send them a thing like, "Can you sign this?"
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Send him my Superman, Death of Superman graphic novel, super rare.
Yeah, super rare, man. No one has that. You should probably sell it for like $1.
I can do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I don't know if there's any other questions you had. I know that I asked about the Steam Link that is part of the whole Steam Machines rollout. Steam Link will be a complete screen capture of what you're doing from your PC, so it's not app specific like Google Chrome.
That's
so
cool.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, we're dumb.
We
New
are.
3DS is coming over here.
Oh yes, that was an announcement that they made at my show. New 3DS currently is only the Animal Crossing bundle for what, $220?
$220, yeah.
So yeah, that's actually really cool. I told everyone it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, I should have listened.
Let's just be honest, it was wishful thinking. I didn't.
I could have gotten that cooler Majora's Mask faceplate.
Yeah, you still can.
Don't say that. Stop. And to bum you out and anyone that saw that link, that Fight Stick Chronos Max combo is already sold out.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
I figured it probably would be. It was an incredible deal. It was $80 for a tournament edition Fight Stick with Sanwa parts from Mad Catz and a $60 adapter that makes it work on everything.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a pretty good deal.
Yes, sir.
But I guess that's kind of it for me. That's kind of the big parts of stuff that I played at the show and things that I kind of were a part of and checked out. I know I watched some Halo for Warzones, and that looks incredibly cool. There's a ton of footage out there that you could probably check out and deem it for yourself. But it kind of seemed, like they were mixing a lot of the Halo modes together to make one really cool mode. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm sure I've saw some other stuff that I didn't really can't recall at the moment. But if there's anything I'm missing and anything you're curious about, obviously send it to the page or send it to YouTube comments, whatever you want to do. Just let us know.
Yeah.
So before I close this out, did you have any wacky questions for me before I?
Man, I gotta think.
Yeah, you've been just Metal Gear on the brain.
I know. I can't. Okay, well, here's a really easy, quick one. Who's your favorite Metal Gear character? Villain, hero, whatever. Who's your favorite?
Oh, that's really tough. I got to think about that one.
All right.
Because I have trouble deciding which Snake I like the most.
It's easy.
Is it?
Young Snake all day. He's the coolest Snake.
You might be right.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. I'd go with Young. Okay, I'll go with Young Snake. He's pretty
All right.
cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey,
That's all I got. So
I'm gonna wrap it up there. I know we went a little long. I figured, hey, why not?
yeah.
We're not on the air yet. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
The ETA was hopefully by the end of the month. So we'll see.
Yeah, we gotta write our bios.
Yeah, we do. We got to get all up in that Muskegon radio. What is it? Is it just MuskegonRadio.com?
It's 100.9, right?
Yes, 100.9 is the station that we should be affiliated with soon enough. They've
Okay.
hired the engineers. They've trained the engineers. Now they're just waiting for everything to click into place.
Cool.
So we should have the staff to get it going. Hopefully we'll have it getting going soon. You can check us out hopefully on the same night. Hopefully a better time.
Yeah. Also, are they going to send us the audio file so you can upload it for?
Yes.
Okay. That is happening. Okay.
I will get audio files so that I can always post them. I could probably just post them to YouTube so that they stay forever, instead of just SoundCloud where you only get a certain limit. So.
And people, you can download it from YouTube.
You can, and I think when I start posting them to YouTube like that, I could just post the link of how to download it. If you don't know how, and I don't really care if you want to download the show, as long as you're not stealing or something weird. It's SS YouTube. Just put an SS in front of that YouTube. Download the show as an MP3 if you want. Just listen to it on the go. It's totally fine. You don't need to see all this junk I have behind me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
that's
whatever.
going to do it for us this week. Thanks for tuning back in and listening to us jibba jabba about all the things. And we'll see you guys on the next level.